Have you ever heard a story so strange that you couldn't help but wonder if it was true? Well, today, we're diving into a tale of a boy named Kofi from the village of Afra. Kofi wasn't just any boy. He had a knack for finding things that didn't belong to him. But one day, his mischief would take a wild turn that changed his life forever. This, a bright sunny day at the beautiful stream running through Afra. What could possibly go wrong? Stick around, and you'll find out.
Kofi was known as the village troublemaker. He loved to sneak around and take things that weren't his. One day, he decided to explore the stream nearby. As he wandered along the bank, he caught a whiff of something delicious. It was a spread of yummy food laid out just for someone special. Without thinking, Kofi gobbled it all up. Little did he know that food was meant for the river goddess. After his feast, Kofi walked home, feeling satisfied. But then, something strange began to happen. His body started to feel weird. Suddenly, he looked down and saw scales sprouting all over him. His arms morphed into fins, and his face transformed into that of a fish. Kofi panicked. "What is happening to me?" he thought, struggling to make sense of his new reality. He tried to run, but he couldn't move like he used to. Instead, he flopped around helplessly on the ground. The villagers of Afra were going about their day when they stumbled upon Kofi. Eyes wide with shock, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. They all gathered around him, unsure of how to help. Realizing this was serious, they decided to take him to Nana, the wise village elder. Nana looked at Kofi with concern and said, "We must perform a ritual to cleanse him of this curse." Quickly, the villagers gathered around, ready to help. They started to chant and drum, calling upon the spirits for help. They applied potions and herbs, hoping for a miracle. But things soon took a turn for the worse. Kofi's body kept changing, flipping between human and fish. His parents watched in horror, crying and begging for a solution. The worried villagers whispered amongst themselves, "Maybe Kofi is cursed forever." In despair, Kofi's parents sought Nana's advice once more. Without hesitation, Nana said, "We must go to the river goddess and ask for her forgiveness." Though frightened, the villagers knew they had to try. They carried Kofi to the river, starting a chant filled with desperation. As they offered gifts and begged for mercy, the river goddess appeared with a frown on her face. With a powerful voice, she declared, "Kofi ate my food, and he must pay the price." Tears streamed down Kofi's parents' faces as they pleaded for their son. But the river goddess stood firm. The curse was now set in stone. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Kofi's family held onto him tightly, knowing that their beloved son was lost to them. Days went by and every effort to lift the curse seemed in vain. Kofi continued to transform, becoming more fish-like as the villagers looked on helplessly. Finally, in a moment of desperation, his parents decided to seek out the wise old man who lived across the river. He was known for his deep knowledge of the supernatural and all things magical. After a long journey, they reached the old man's hut, eager for help. Welcoming them with kindness, the old man listened closely. "What seems to be the problem?" he asked, noticing Kofi's fishy appearance. With pleading voices, they explained their predicament. The old man nodded thoughtfully and said, "I have an idea, but it won't come easy." Desperate, Kofi's parents promised to do anything. The wise old man performed a ritual, calling upon spirits to assist. Suddenly, the river goddess unleashed a storm, disrupting the ceremony. They had to flee for their lives, but the old man's words rang in their ears, "Don't give up." Determined, Kofi's parents gathered their courage. They searched for ancient knowledge and magic, ready to fight for their son. Their path was fraught with dangers. They faced wild beasts and tricky terrain. But no amount of danger could stop the love they had for Kofi. After days of challenges, They finally reached the heart of the river goddess's power. It was a stunning place, full of magic and wonder. Suddenly, the river goddess emerged, both beautiful and terrifying. "Why have you come here?" she demanded, her voice echoing like thunder. Kofi's parents explained their story once more. She listened, then said, "You have one chance to save your son, but you must prove your worthiness." With heavy hearts but determined spirits, Kofi's parents agreed to do whatever it took. The goddess's smile was fierce as she laid out their trials. They had to face treacherous waters and dodge deadly traps. They answered riddles and solved puzzles, each challenge using teamwork and love. Finally, they encountered the last and most fearsome challenge, a great beast of the deep. Fear washed over them, but they stood tall, unyielding in spirit. Just as the beast was about to strike, Kofi's parents remembered the old man's words. "The power to save your son is within you." In that moment, they looked into each other's eyes and knew what to do. Reaching deep within themselves, they tapped into their endless love. With this inner strength, they fought and defeated the beast. As the monster fell, the river goddess appeared once more, surprised and impressed. "You have proven your worthiness," she said. "Your son will be returned, and the curse will be lifted." And just like that, Kofi transformed back into a human. Though weak, he was alive and surrounded by his parents. With joy and relief, they thanked the river goddess for her mercy. With a gentle smile, she reminded them, "The power to save your son was always within you." Homeward bound, Kofi and his family returned to Afra. They were welcomed as heroes, their tale a favorite for many generations. This story serves as a timeless lesson: love and determination can conquer the toughest of challenges. It also reminds us to respect the powers of nature and the spirits around us.
If you enjoyed this story of Kofi, make sure to like and comment below. What lessons did you take away from his adventure? And don't forget to share this video with your friends, so they too can learn about the power of love and forgiveness. See you next time for more amazing tales.